We're Candace
and Tanya. We're sisters, we're moms, we're wives.
and we're from the True North, strong and free.
And we're letting you in on our real life experiences, struggles, weirdness, finding the funny in the random every day.
And those moments that make you shake your head. We all have them. Those moments that make you say, honest to God.
Honest to God! What is up, guys? Welcome back. This is the Honest to God podcast. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Candace. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. We are sitting in the traveling Honest to God headquarters. This week, we're at Candace's house, Candy's house. I call her Candy, FYI, sometimes.
Amongst many other things.
AKA Can, AKA Candace, but you guys know her as Can.
That's me.
That's her stage name. Actually, Candy sounds more like a stage name.
I know. There are only a couple of people in my life that call me Candy, and they still do.
Funny thing is that Candace's husband's name is Andy, so their celeb couple name is Candy.
Yeah, or Andis.
Or Andis, yeah.
We actually get Candy and Andis more than we get Candace and Andy.
I'm one of those people that calls you that.
Yeah.
But the day I discovered Candy, I thought it was my idea. I was so pumped. I was like, oh my God, did you know that that is actually your celeb couple name too?
Look what I found.
And you're like, yeah, I knew that. Oh, man.
So how was your week, Tan?
My week? My week has been good, except Ivy has a cold now. Last time we were talking, she was sick. She's not always sick, but Mitch got a cold. No, she has a cold. I'm not sick. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
It's that time of year. It's kind of wrapping up towards the end of winter, and that's, I feel like, when so many people get sick, because the seasons are changing. I'm getting, like, headaches every day, so you always know the seasons are changing, and it's like
every other day.
Yeah.
Every other day, I'm wondering if Mother Nature is calling. I'm wondering, is it that time of the month? Because I'm getting a headache. But no.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No, totally wrong. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm getting a lot of headaches. No. Yeah, it's just the story of my life lately. Lots of headaches. Seasons are changing.
Advil.
But my week's been okay. I had a strange experience the other day at the mall.
Do tell.
So me, Mitch, and Ivy were going to the mall. I don't even remember what for. But we're just pulling in the parking lot. And there's this random guy standing outside of the entrance, like right outside one of the main entrances, like standing up, but completely like folded in half. What? So his his
folded in half.
He was, and his pants were all the way down to his knees.
Stop it.
Yes. So he had his boxers on, but it was just like his butt sticking straight in the air because he's completely folded in half and his arms were like touching his feet and his head were touching his knees. And it's just like, doing? I have no idea. It was like, we thought he was sleeping. It looked like he was asleep. That's what Mitch thought. That's what Mitch said. He was like, oh my God, that guy's sleeping or something like that. It was like so random.
That's hilarious.
It was totally
Did he just stay there
moment.
like while you guys walked?
Well, we just drove past. We didn't have to walk past him, thankfully, but it was like super awkward. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done if I had to walk past him, but I was like, honest to God, guy. Like, frig, if you're tired, go.
What is your story?
I was confused because his pants were like down, so I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. What is going on right now?
Yeah, that was like the weirdest kind of like out of the ordinary thing.
So I had a kind of weird experience also in Newmarket this week. I don't know.
Hashtag Newmarket life.
Maybe they were all out. I don't know, but
they're all out today.
It was funny though, because we were sitting at the set of lights in a busy intersection on our way to your house, and there was a young kid, probably maybe 14, walking across the street with a backpack on, and headphones on and literally just started dancing, like walking, dancing from one side of the street all the way crossing the street. He was like,
oh my God.
It was amazing. He was like even a spin. Like he was a spin. He even spun as he was crossing the crosswalk. It was excellent. I loved it. I'm like, we need more people just dancing across the street like that.
I love when I see that. I wish I had the balls to do that.
It instantly made me so happy seeing him dance. It made my day. Clearly made my week because I'm still thinking about it.
I've seen that happen before too, and I wonder, like, are they doing it on purpose, or are they just like, this is just their life, or are they out to lunch? Like,
I don't care. Either way, they're happy. Yeah. So I admire that.
Oh my God.
I think I might try that.
Goals. Can we try that?
I think I might try that.
Let's record it.
I think I might.
Let's have a secret camera.
Dance across the street.
And record it.
Yeah.
Are you challenging yourself right now?
I am. And all our listeners. Dance across the street.
We just, I think, had our very first honest to God challenge.
Honest to God.
Oh my God.
Dance across the street.
Honest to God.
Make like somebody smile like this young man made me smile that day.
Yeah. And make someone laugh like this stranger. And
neither one of those guys have any idea that we're talking about them on a podcast right now.
No, he was folded in half like a lawn chair.
Lawn chair.
He really was. Like, he looked like a lawn chair.
That's amazing.
Folded in half. It was amazing. Oh, man.
That's the best.
I love these moments.
I live for randomness.
Randomness is life. So we want to take a minute and thank everyone for such a freaking awesome response.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, for our first 2 episodes that dropped on our release date, we had really great positive feedback. We already have the best pottiers ever.
Respect to our pottiers.
Respect.
Respect.
Respect. Oh, I didn't do it so good the second time. Damn it, I should have stopped.
Sometimes I had to stop and grab it. Yeah, I know.
Hashtag edit that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are very pleasantly surprised with how warm and welcoming our little fan base already is. It's weird to say that.
I know. It's so fun. You guys have made it so enjoyable with your awesome feedback and your awesome comments and sending us pictures of showing us you guys listening to us in the car and while you're working on projects and all different kinds of things. We're so honored that you guys are letting us in your life like that. It's so cool. We're just having so much fun, and we just are very humbled and honored that you guys are even taking the time out of your busy day to listen to us ramble on and chat about randomness and laugh along with us, hopefully. Hopefully. It's great. We can't thank you guys enough. We hope you keep on following along with us.
Please do, and please keep tagging us in your posts. Tag us while you're listening. Whatever you're doing, it's very interesting to see, like, what are you doing while you're listening?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you listening on your way to work, on your lunch break? Are you doing laundry? Are you just chilling at home?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? So,
what are you even doing?
What are we going to name these people? Are they going to be our
pottiers?
Our pottiers?
Our pottiers.
Did that just happen?
Potty hottiers.
Hashtag let's get this potty started, pottiers.
Potty.
Pottiers.
We have to say it like that, though. Potties.
Pottiers.
We got potty hot.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys are officially the pottiers.
You're in the circle, the potty circle.
In the potty circle, man. I don't know, I got nothing. Well,
what do you say?
What do you say? I say, hashtag let's get this party started.
Honest to God.
Okay, so we're going to dive right into this episode now.
Diving in now.
We're diving in.
Wifehood.
Wifehood.
Wife to the hood.
Wife to the hood. Hashtag wife life. We're hashtagging everything today. This is great.
And we're wifing. We're wifing hard.
Hard.
In life.
In life. What's that even mean?
I don't know.
I like
but
it.
We're talking about wifing.
Yeah.
Wife life. Being wives.
Being wives. Yeah, this is what we're going to focus on today. It's a ride.
It is.
It is a ride.
Marriage is a ride.
Marriage is full of expectations.
Yes. Met and unmet.
Yeah. Which can totally... Expectations, I think, can be a real bad thing sometimes.
Yeah. Make or break the marriage, I think, for sure, right?
It's all about your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And are you guys communicating what each of your expectations are? I don't know if I'm great at that.
I think I am pretty good at telling him what I expect him to do.
I think a lot of the times I think Mitch should be a mind reader.
Yes, I know. I think there are some times where you're just like, you should just know. You should know.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to tell you should know. After 500 times, I shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah, it's a lot of things like that where I'm like, seriously, like, I'm just going to hint at this and you should pick up on what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's dive into the wife life. You and Andy boy.
And man.
You had a big anniversary.
We did. We celebrated 10 years last year. In 2018 was our 10-year wedding anniversary. Yeah. We'll just kind of give you guys a quick little history on how we met our husbands.
Puppy dubbies. So
I met Andy when I was 12.
What kind of a laugh was that?
I don't know, who was that?
I don't laugh like that.
Is someone else here?
Mom? Are you here?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I just turned into my mom again. Man.
So I met Andy when I was 12 and he was 19. And clearly we had nothing to do with each other at that time. That would have been weird and illegal. But
illegal.
We actually met at a youth group at our local church that we both attended. And he was a leader's kind of helping with the leadership of the youth group. And I was just old enough to go to youth group. So I knew who he was. We had gone on like camping trip and things like that together. I remember him being there and I remember thinking he was a weirdo. He had that flat top haircut that was so popular back then. I think it was on its way out, but he was still hanging on to it. That's why I didn't think it was cool because it was over and he still had it.
So that's going to be a hard no on the love at first sight.
Yes. Yeah, I'd have to say hard no on that. No, so that's when we first met. But I mean, obviously our lives kind of took totally different paths. You guys may have heard from the previous episodes that we came and blended a family together 12 years ago. So clearly there's a big gap in there where we both kind of went off and did our own things in life.
So you met him at 12 and then 12 years later you got married.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So
who would have thunk?
Yeah. So that's kind of, we both had actually come out of our previous marriages and not great situations. And we both ended up kind of reconnecting back at the same church all those years later after coming out of our previous marriages and things. And we saw each other at that church again. And I was like, oh my God, that's Andy.
Yeah, because you weren't living here. You moved back here.
Yeah, I had moved away for
he
10 years.
He was already living here, right?
He was still in this area, but not, So, and we both moved back into Fort Perry right around the same time and started going back to the same church all these years later at the same time as well. So it was really cool how it all came back together. But then we just started, he came over and brought me a coffee one day. And that was obviously straight to my heart. He was going to bring me a coffee.
And IV me.
Yeah. And then we just basically had coffee every day. After that, we chatted, we talked, and I was absolutely not at all interested in a romantic relationship at all. No. I was like, at that time, so anti-man in my life. It was just like, I've got me and my kids, and this is all I'm focusing on right now.
Yeah.
That's all I have capacity for right now.
Yeah, you time.
And so it was easy to be friends with him. We very quickly became like best friends. We were together every day, and it was comfortable because I didn't have to try and be anything that I wasn't, because I wasn't trying to impress him. I wasn't trying to win his heart or anything. I was just like, this is me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like it or don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right?
Take it or leave it.
Like, if you want to be in my life, great. And, and we really connected, and we were, like I said, we were best friends. We were together pretty well every day. And then all of a sudden, probably about 8 or 9 months into our friendship,
Mm-hmm.
I remember walking around a corner and I knew he was in the next room, and all of a sudden I got butterflies knowing I was going to see him. And I was like, no, like, this is not happening. This is not supposed to happen.
Oh, wow.
And so
plot thickens.
Yes, that's when the plot thickened. And so I kind of tried to stifle that down a little bit, but that didn't last long. It was just, and it's all started happening for him around the same time as well. And we just both knew. And it just kind of was one of those things when you know, and we both knew.
You knew, and the stars aligned.
Yes, and then when we made it official that we were a couple, we ended up getting married exactly on the 1-year anniversary date of us becoming an official couple. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, so it happened pretty quickly, I guess, but it really was one of those situations where I just knew that it was him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he was perfect or, there was nothing about him I would change or anything like that. It wasn't that. It was that I knew his heart and his character, and I knew that he was a man that shared the same values and principles as I did. And anything that we came across in life, I knew that we'd be able to get through it because we both had the same mindset that it was that we were both 100% in it, dedicated no matter how hard it got. God was a huge priority in both of our lives. And I think that we aligned so well that I really felt that no matter what we came through or what we came to, we would get through it. So, and it doesn't hurt that he's a pretty good looking guy. So
yeah, he totally grew out of that haircut.
He grew out of the hair. He's bald. And by choice.
Yeah,
he shaves it. And I love it because I think a bald head is so sexy.
He's a bicker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. It's actually when I saw him in church, I'm in church next, and I see the back of this guy's head sitting in the pew, and I'm like, and all I see is the bald head. And I think bald heads are sexier. So I'm like, who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm in church checking out. So anyway, that's kind of how we came together.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, tell your love story.
Tell my love story? Oh my gosh, my love story. Well, me and Mitch met when we were 16. I think we were both 16 at the time, or I would have been 16, he would have been 17, something about that, something around there. We met working at a grocery store in high school. We didn't go to the same high school when we met. We only worked at the same grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew each other for a year before we really even talked. Like, I guess we knew of each other for like a year. We didn't talk at work. He worked night shift and I worked during the day. So we kind of just passed each other. Mm-hmm. When he was starting work, I was finishing work. So we would kind of just like walk past each other and like side eye each other.
I notice you noticing.
Actually, that's kind of not true because sorry, Mitch, but I had no interest in him like for the first year that I kind of knew of him. And I remember hearing girls talk about him at work saying that they thought he was good looking or this and that. And my first reaction was, I guess because I had never talked to him, I literally had never ever had a conversation with him except for just passing by him and saying, hey, like as I was leaving work. So I just had no interest in it at that point, which I feel like that's not always the way, but I like when things work that way, when you're not looking for it. Like I totally wasn't looking for it or like seeking him out or being like, he's fine. I just was like totally not interested and just not paying attention really. But then
you're going on about your business.
Yeah, I was working my teller job and making that money, y'all.
Pay the bills.
Yeah. Gotta pay for my sunbird.
and your tanning minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like precisely. That's exactly what I paid for at that time. Yeah. My tanning minutes and my sunbird, my gas tank, and
did you have a flip phone?
Clothes. I did have a flip phone.
And a flip phone bill?
Yep. I had a flip phone bill. My parents made me get a cell phone as soon as I started to drive because I wanted to be able to get a hold of me.
For sure.
But yeah, it was a flip phone at that time. So we were working together for about a year before he moved to day shift. And then we started working together more because if it's not busy in the grocery store and you're a teller, then you go help grocery. So we ended up working together a lot more and talking a lot more. And then it wasn't long before I was like thinking about him more than just do you need help facing? Do you need help unpacking those boxes? I was like,
do you need help with your life?
Yeah.
Forever?
How can I help you? Whatever. Yeah, so a little bit awkward situation though. At the time we kind of started talking, I was in a relationship with one of his good friends.
That complicates things slightly.
Yeah, so that kind of complicated things. But to be honest, it was high school, and at the time it was like boyfriend, girlfriend, but not really. Like we never talked outside of school. We only had conversations in the hallway between classes, and then we didn't talk at all outside of school. Like not
so
after
in
school.
Status only.
Yeah, and that was it. So like we had the label on it.
Non-existent Facebook relationship status at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Facebook wasn't even a thing then. Yeah. So it was really just a label we put on it, but there was no relationship there. It was just high school teens.
Hardly even happened. Didn't count.
Yeah, so when me and Mitch started talking more, we didn't actually like start getting serious or really start talking until me and Mitch's friend ended things. So there was like none of that going on, like weird stuff behind the scenes or anything. Right. Like I wasn't being like mean or like whatever, deceitful or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
But I think at the time it was just like a weird situation for Mitch because he was like, you were just dating my friend and now I don't know how to handle this, but I really like you. But guess what? That was back in 2004, and now it's 2019, and we still together, man. We made it, y'all.
He liked it, so he went and put a ring on it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so that's how we met, and then we ended up going to the same high school. So we met in grade 10, and then in grade 11, I ended up actually switching to the same high school he went to. Not for him, it was just a decision because of where we lived, and that high school was close and stuff like that. But that is how we started dating. And then Mitch broke up with me.
What?
He did. He broke up with me.
Mitchell!
For like a hot minute.
It was the worst minute of his life.
I know. I don't even think you know about this, do you?
No.
Candace has her like sister pants on right now. She's about to kick your butt, Mitch.
Mitchell!
So yeah, this is before we even like really were seriously dating, but we're like seeing each other, I guess. And Mitch, where did I go? I went away somewhere. And when I got home, sorry, this probably sounds really confusing. I went away on a missions trip to South Africa, and for a second I thought that's when this happened, but that's just completely wrong. I did go away somewhere, and I just can't remember where it was at this time, but I came home, and he had broken up with me via email because the email was the big important
Rude.
of communication at the time. I'm totally throwing Mitch under the bus right now. We're still going to be married tomorrow, right?
At least you didn't do it over MSN.
Yeah. Well, email, frig, just as bad at that time.
Yeah, really.
Like, if he had done it over MSN, I probably could have known while I was away.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to wait till I got home and I checked my email. Yeah, I think he was kind of interested in another girl. He had conflicting feelings at the time. So we hadn't even really started dating yet, but he kind of like stopped things. And so I went my own way and he went his, and it wasn't long before he came crawling back and he's like,
Came to his senses.
Yeah, I'm such an idiot. I can't stop thinking about you. I don't know what I was thinking.
I had a moment of insanity.
Yeah. So it was only for like a hot minute, but it happened, guys. Yeah, it happened, but it was before we set our official like anniversary date, so that's okay. Once we got back together, we were like, okay, this is our official anniversary date, January 4th, 2004. That's when we started dating. And things have been,
How old were you? 17?
Yeah. Crazy. It's hard to think that we've been together for that long.
I know. And
then married in 2010. So we were together for a good while before we got married. We were together 6 years before we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what bit of advice would you give our listeners on a tip, I guess, to how to keep your marriage alive? Let's hear some marriage advice.
Oh, how to keep the marriage alive.
Keep them sparks burning.
Have you read the Love Languages book?
The Love Languages?
Yeah.
Andy has read the whole thing. I've read bits and pieces of it. I know the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't
not
read
read
the book, but I took a course on it. Actually, did me and Mitch do it together? I think we did it together. And we're not great at, staying on top of it. But in my opinion, I think that is like a huge thing. Learn each other's love languages.
It's knowing what the love language is.
Yeah, because
that's huge.
Yeah, how you show love is not necessarily how your partner receives love.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and you may try to show love the way that it's meaningful to you, but like you said, that might not be what is the most meaningful love language for your partner.
Yeah,
right. So
exactly. Yeah, I feel like I'm guilty of that a lot.
Like if somebody thinks that, let's say my love language is gifts or something. So I'm constantly showering Andy with gifts all the time, but he could care less about gifts.
Yeah.
All he wants from me is touch. And I'm just showering him with gifts and never touching him.
Yeah.
He's still going to feel empty.
Yeah.
He's not going to feel like I'm feeding his love tank.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm pouring into him, doing all of these things because this must be what's meaningful to him because it's meaningful to me. It's not always the case.
Yeah. What are the 5 love languages? Just so like those that haven't read the book kind of have like an idea of what the love languages are.
It's a great book.
So there's words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
Yes.
What's Andy's?
Andy's is words of affirmation.
And what's yours?
Mine is touch.
Do you have 2? Because some people have 2.
Yeah, some people do have 2.
I have 2.
What are your 2?
Mine is receiving gifts. Lay it on me, baby. And acts of service. You know what? I feel like I could almost be 3 of them.
I love it all. Just do it all for me.
Yeah, because I'm also almost tied for like words of affirmation. And I feel like for me, receiving gifts and acts of service, I feel like are kind of, I don't know, a little bit similar. Yeah. I don't know.
And you know what?
I just like when he brings me a coffee. Like that to me, like if he brings me a coffee in the morning, I'm like, oh, love, you love me. Because that to me is him saying he loves me. Like he's thinking of me. He knows that if he brings me a coffee, that will mean so much to me. Or if he fills my car up with gas, or if he...
Totally.
Yeah.
I guess that could be maybe my second one too then, because I totally agree with that.
But that is good because... Sorry, I'm wrong, because gifts and acts of service are totally different. Because all of those things I just said are acts of service. Like bringing me coffee and getting me a car wash and filling up my gas tank. Those are acts of service.
Doing things for you.
Yeah, that is actually how Mitch shows love. Like, he's really good at that stuff. So that is great. That is one of my love languages.
Your love language. That's great.
But he's not amazing at the gifts part. Receiving gifts. I just want flowers.
Maybe you need to leave like little catalogs and stuff open with things circled.
Yeah, and really I don't even mean gifts. I just mean like I want flowers. That's the only gift that I want. It's just flowers. But Mitch is one of those guys where he's like, flowers die. It's such a waste of money. And I don't care. That's not your love language. It's mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But his is totally physical touch. That is how he receives love. Yeah. Like if I come up to him and like hug him or like give him a massage or something, he's like, you love me. Not in that like unmanly voice, but
Yeah. But you're so right. That is like if you're just constantly spinning your wheels with each other, trying to show each other love, but it's not the meaningful one. Yeah. Or 2, then it's not going to be as effective as if you're pouring into what you know is going to be meaningful to them.
Yeah. Like for Mitch, if I'm totally buying him gifts all the time, because that is how I show love. Like that is my, I guess, number 1 love language for how I show love is I love giving. I love giving people gifts or just letting them know I'm thinking of them in that way. Mm-hmm. So I try and do that with Mitch a lot. And he's like, I don't need this. Like, why are you doing this? Like, he doesn't appreciate it in that way. Yeah. So I can do that all day until I'm blue in the face. And to him, it's not. Yeah. He's not receiving the love that I'm trying to give him. So it's important to learn that. That turned into a whole love language lesson.
So to play into that, what you said about the whole bringing you a coffee and that's kind of ties into what my little bit of advice is. Yeah. For keeping a marriage alive. Is It's the little things. It's in the constant, everyday little things that shows the other person that you're constantly thinking about them.
Huge.
That you're not old news to them. You know, like Andy, you said bring coffee. Mitch bring you a coffee. Andy brings me a coffee every single morning, and he has for years. He leaves at like 5:30 in the morning every morning. He goes to Tim Hortons, gets a coffee, brings it back here for me, and then leaves for work so that when I get up in the morning, I have a coffee there waiting for me. And he has literally been doing this every single morning for years. Wow. And like every morning that I come down the stairs and I see coffee sitting there, I see, just like what you said, he loves me. Yeah. Like he goes out of his way in the freezing cold to get out of his car, come bring it in, go back to his car. He has to go out of his way to drive back to the house. And it's just, and he does it just to put a smile on my face.
Yeah, that is the best.
And like little things like that. And just, you know, him, when he calls me when I'm at work, when I see it's his phone number on the phone, that he's calling me throughout his day, that he's thinking about me, he's texting me. Yeah. You know, it's little things. It doesn't have to be big, extravagant things. Yeah. It's just the little consistent things that say, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I know you're there. You're still it for me. You're not old news to me. Yeah. You know, you're still my one.
You know what's funny is that Mitch started doing that in the past few months, I noticed. He can't call me really from work because he's just so busy. But if he's driving like to a meeting or somewhere in the past few months, he's been calling me. And that is so like out of character for him. He doesn't normally do that, but the past few months he has been doing that, and every time my phone rings and I see it's him, I'm like,
oh, right, see, and look, we've been with our husbands for like over 10 years, both of us, and it's still exciting to see their phone number on our phones,
especially knowing like how busy they are in a day. Like I know how friggin' swamped and how much is like emails and phone is blowing up at all times. So I'm like, you probably have like all of these deadlines and like friggin' architectural codes swarming in your brain right now, and you're thinking, I'm gonna call Tanya.
Yeah.
Like,
little things that show that you're still a priority.
Tear my heart out, kid. He loves me. He really loves me. Oh, God. Howdy, Mitch.
Love you, Andy man.
Oh, man.
We're lucky ladies. We are.
So let's flip this.
Okay.
We've been all lovey-dovey. I want to know, like...
Let's pick on them?
Yeah. Okay. I want to, like, dig in and find out what your pet peeves are. What drives you crazy about Andy? Or what is something that is just a pet peeve? Anything that pops in your brain?
Yes. There are a few things.
A few things. What do I start with? That's the question.
When he cooks, and he cooks all the time, so I can't complain about that. But when he cooks, he doesn't clean as he cooks. Mm-hmm. When I cook, I clean as I go. I'm doing dishes as I'm cooking. He does not do that. And when he's stirring spaghetti sauce, and the spaghetti sauce is all over the spoon, he puts it on the counter.
Oh, freaking hell.
Yes. Freaking hell. I hate that. I hate that.
Annoying.
I hate it when he leaves his belt on the floor somewhere, like with his pile of, because he leaves his pile of work clothes beside the bed that he's going to put on at 5:00 in the morning when it's dark out. He leaves it on the floor beside his bed. But sometimes I step on that belt.
Oh my gosh.
And I always ask him, please put it on the dresser.
Through your teeth?
Through my teeth. Yeah.
Put it on the dresser and on the way. Step on a Lego.
I hate it when he doesn't close the shower curtain after his shower.
Oh.
I hate that. Yeah, I hate that.
Drives you bananas?
Yes, it drives me crazy.
Drives you bonkers.
Taking shoes off and leaving them in front of the door so that when I walk in the door, I'm tripping over them.
That's annoying, too.
I have to refold the towels after he folds them because it's not right.
Me too. I do the same thing with Mitch. It's
not the right way.
Yes, that drives me nuts.
They all have to be going the same way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
Yes. I know these all seem very trivial.
But if they happen like repetitively, you're like, honest to God.
Yeah.
Honest to God. How many times do I have to tell you the same thing over and over again?
Yes. Totally.
That is one of mine too. I always say to Mitch, why, like, he does the same thing. He'll fold things totally differently than how I have things in the closet or in the cupboard or in Ivy's closet. And I'm super appreciative that he's helping with the laundry, because that's something that I tend to slack on, is the laundry. Like, if I slack on something, it just seems to be the laundry. And so I'm very appreciative when he helps out with that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it drives me crazy when I open the cupboard and things are folded in the opposite direction, or things are like folded in a rectangle and then everything on top is in a square.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work.
How do you walk away from that?
Yeah.
How do you leave it like that?
Oh, I hate that. And when he, again, putting away the laundry, especially in Ivy's closet, because especially in the past few months, I've been really conscious of keeping it tidy and keeping specific things in specific drawers. So it drives me insane when I open her sweater drawer and there's a t-shirt in there. Or I open her like pants drawer and there's pajamas in there. I'm like,
oh my God, breaking all the rules.
Mitch, why? I do things for a purpose. It drives me insane. Another pet peeve. Mitch never remembers to replace the garbage bag in the kitchen when he takes the garbage out.
Rude.
He takes the garbage out, which again, thank you, Mitch. I really appreciate that, but it drives me insane when I open the drawer to throw something in the garbage and there's no bag in there. It drives me freaking nuts.
Insane.
Oh my gosh.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane. No brain.
Another thing is when I have to repeat to him things that he should already know. Like, for example, I order the exact same sub from Subway all the time. Like, my order never changes. I never steer away from that. So if he gets it wrong or asks me, like, are you kidding me? How long have we been together? How do you not know how I like my sub? Or how do you not know that I hate green peppers on my sub?
So I now have refused to answer Andy when he asks me what time I'm off work.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. Yes.
Yeah, when he asks me now, I just look at him. I'm not answering that question.
Seriously? You're asking me that? Yeah, that drives me crazy. That is one of my pet peeves in general. I hate when people ask me a question they already know the answer to.
Yeah.
And
I know, it's so irritating.
So irritating.
And I find it's so hard to not...
I can't not answer sarcastically.
Face tell them what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Like, all the time. Like, that drives me crazy. God. And a lot of times people do it just like as a conversation starter. Like, if they don't know what to say or they're just trying to like fill silence. So
I hate that.
Just ask you a question, but they already know the answer to that question. It's like
petty small talk. And it irritates me so much.
Me too.
I find it so superficial.
Yeah.
And I won't have any of it. And I feel like even if I were to try and play along, my face would never allow it. Because my face is saying, I want out of this conversation right now.
Where is the exit? Oh my God. I am the same way. It drives me insane.
Oh. Okay, so we allowed our husbands to text each other their pet peeves about us.
Yeah.
So Mitch has texted me his pet peeves about you, and Andy Man has texted you his pet peeves about me. So neither one of us know what they are. So let's read them and see what they have to say.
Are we gonna guess?
Oh, should we guess?
Yeah. Let's try and guess quickly.
Oh,
I want to guess. So I'm gonna guess what Mitch said about me.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
You go.
Okay. I think Mitch is gonna say something about the laundry. That he's annoyed that I don't stay on top of the laundry. Our laundry's in the basement, so out of sight, out of mind, guys. That's
exactly
kind of how that happens. And maybe he's gonna say that if I'm in a hurry, I'll throw my coat on the bench in the mudroom instead of hanging it up. And when he gets home, and if my coat's there, he gets annoyed. Those are like two off the top of my head.
The only thing I can think of for Andy is I think that he might say that it drives him nuts when I critique his driving. I critique his driving and his parking all the time.
I wonder if Mitch is going to say that too.
Mostly because I feel like I'm really good at it. So he should also be very good at it.
High five.
Right?
Yeah.
So I am like a parking master. So when he's driving, I'm like looking in my side views, my little blind spot mirrors, and I'm looking at those lines. And if we're not center, I'm like, redo it.
Yes.
Redo it. You're crooked. Straight up.
Oh my gosh. We're like probably the same person.
Probably drives him nuts. But I
wonder if these are just universal wife pet peeves because all of these two are mine.
Yeah.
Now that you're talking, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many.
Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't read them yet either, so I don't know.
I'm sure there's plenty because I'm very particular about many things. So I'm sure there's probably lots of things that I do that irritate him.
Yeah.
But let's find out.
Okay.
Are you going to go first? You read.
You want me to read first? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Andy says about Candace, his first pet peeve is, when I back up into a parking spot, she always has something to say about the way I park. You nailed it.
Totally clever.
I think it bothers me even more because I know she's better at it than me.
Oh
my God, you like... I so said everything.
I swear to God, I did not see that.
No, he sent it to me, so
That's
she has not
hilarious.
seen this.
Oh my God, we need to go on a game show.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you guys would totally nail that friggin' Newlyweds game.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Okay, number 2, Andy says about Candace, when she addresses something that should be said as we, meaning her, and I, she says I. For example, I have to pay for that when it should be we have to pay for that.
Yeah, I do that. I do that a lot.
He says, I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, give me a shout. Oh, we got you, Andy boy.
Oh my God, that's
we got
hilarious.
you, Broseph.
I'm sorry I irritate you, Andy man. I'll try to do better.
Oh, man. What a good soul, that guy.
Okay, so Mitchie, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm
Mitch
ready.
says, leaving the fridge door open.
Yes, I do that sometimes.
Leaving the fridge door
I don't
open.
even know how, but I forget to close the fridge door.
And turning up the thermostat while not wearing the appropriate clothing.
This is totally bogus because he only cares about his temperature. That's it. But here's the thing. I'm comfortable. I want to wear like sleep shorts and a t-shirt, and I like to wear my like high knee socks.
Yeah.
I should be in a comfortable temperature in my own house to wear that. I shouldn't have to be bundled up when I'm inside my house.
He continues to say,
Oh my gosh, there's more.
if I could shed my skin to lose layers, I would. Tanya, it's -20 out. I want to wear shorts. As you probably guessed, our utility bill is amazing.
Oh, Mitch. You're an animal.
Animal.
You're an animal. Oh, man.
Well, you know what? Neither one of them said we're nagging wives. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If that's
We're
the worst
something
thing
right.
they have to deal with, I guess we're still wifing okay.
We're still doing all that, man. Oh, man. That is hilarious. Because you're better at it than me. Oh, man.
It takes a big man to be able to admit if his wife may be a better parker than him.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I fully am also a better driver than Mitch. Just saying. That is a fact.
I feel like we were taught how to drive very well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that we are
confident.
Yeah, we're confident drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But that is Mitch's problem with driving, is that he's overconfident.
Oh, got it. You can't be overconfident.
No. Mitch thinks he can predict what every other driver on the road is going to do. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky.
Yeah. Here's a fine line.
Yeah, there's a fine line, Mitchell. There is a fine
Don't be cockident. Don't be cockident.
Oh, my cockident.
Cockident.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. We said it.
I said cockident.
Oh, frig. Oh, man. What a day. What a conversation.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, speaking of, I gotta go home and see my husband.
See my husband.
See my husband. Well,
tell us your wife stories. Tell us your marriage advice that you have. Maybe you can share some with us. Maybe a couple things that we said might have resonated with you.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Comment on our Instagram and tell us what your pet peeve is.
Do it.
Yeah.
Comment it.
And then also to balance that out, tell us one thing that you love about your spouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Give us one of each.
Yes. Shout out some love to the husbands.
Yeah.
And the wives.
Yeah. Yeah, give them some love.
Show some love.
Babe. And you know what? Should we give them a sneak peek of what our next episode's going to hold? We're going to talk about mom shaming. If you guys have any experiences or out there stories or anything, email them to us.
Yes. So please do.
Yeah, we can talk about them on the show. If you've experienced or what is something that someone has said to you on the mom shaming topic that just totally made you shake your head and say, honest to God, did you just say that to me?
Or where are some areas that maybe you find yourself accidentally mom shaming other people? I don't know. I'm sure we all do it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Subconsciously, and then, realize afterwards maybe we were being jerkholes, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not cool, ladies. We're all in this together.
Yeah, it's not cool.
It's not cool.
Let's combat this. Babes supporting babes.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Supporting mamas.
Mom shaming.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So send us an email at canandtan@honesttogodpodcast.com. We'll put that in the description too. Thanks for listening today, guys. About us talking about wifehood.
Wifey life.
#wife life. #wife life to the max.
So now go on home and wife hard to your husband.
Yeah, wife hard.
Wife hard.
Wife hard. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening. This is the Honest to God Podcast. Find us on Instagram at Honest to God Podcast. Again, my name's Tanya. You can find me on Instagram at Tansauder, TANSAUDER.
And I'm Candace. You can find me at Canloyst, CANLOYST. And follow us on Insta.
Yes.
So you are the first to know when we are going to be dropping another podcast into your lobes.
Yeah.
For your lobe pleasure.
We're going to drop the next episode right into your earlobes before you're even ready for it.
You won't even know it hit you.
You won't even know it hit your lobes.
Be like, whoa, my lobes.
Whoa.
What is this in my lobes?
What is happening?
All of a sudden.
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, my lobes are hearing something.
My lobes are tingling. It must be that Honest to God podcast.
It must be. What else could it be?
Tingling my lobes.
Thank you for listening. Share, review, like, and that's it.
Listen. Most of all, listen.
Yeah, well, you got to listen first. Listen, like, review, and share. And don't forget to follow and subscribe. That's the most important. Subscribe.
That's it.
All right. That's it.
Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it.
Hashtag.
Let's get this party started.